welcome to Enlightened Mystic Essentials. Today we are going to do a spiritual consciousness reading to get some type of insight on where we may be consciously and to see what type of messages the universe or the divines have for us, right? So if you are new to my channel, I'm Leah. I read numbers, colors. I talk to spirits. I will tell you what I see. I will tell you what I hear. I will also tell you how I feel. I am a person who does not beat around the bush. I will give it to you straight up, blood raw, no chaser. So before we get into our conscious reading, we receive one message. And this is the God of Earth. And in this deck, the God of Earth is reversed. So it's also known as the Queen of Coin. When you speak of the Queen of Coin, this lets us know that a person is in lack of, because queens represent someone who is in lack of, someone who does not have, or someone who is in need of something that is of value to them. And because we are focusing on our consciousness, spiritual consciousness, this is the lack of information. Because don't forget, information is knowledge, and then they tell you that knowledge is key. Many of people is lacking something very valuable, and I also hear very vital. But the thing about the Queen of Coin, she comes in as a 4. 4 is one of the most injuring and damaging numbers on the boards at this time. It talks about a person who is trapped, held back, right? Mind is scattered, mind is trapped, no elevation, like mental elevation, spiritual elevation. I feel like a lot of people just don't know what to do at this point, or they don't know how to release and grow, because that's what it's about, releasing the negativity that is built up in one's mind. And when we talk about the negativity that is built up, it's not just about the negativity, just say that we have within ourselves, but it's the negativity that is built up within us. We have to fight against in this physical realm, in this realm, right? We have to fight against the news, right? The news is a channel, right? Because it's a way in which you receive messages, right, of negativity. Some of the music now that's playing is a way to fill you up with negativity. All this stress and anxiety. It's like a person doesn't know how to, they need information or some type of knowledge to learn how to release. For many of you, you may want to get lavender, right? Whether it is lavender flowers or lavender scented, because in this image at the bottom, hopefully you guys can see, all of this is lavender. Lavender. And lavender is that plant that is about releasing negativity, stress, and anxiety here. So I feel like it's many people who don't know how to release stress. They don't know how to block it out. But I mean, it starts with the smallest step, which is, me. What we in 2003? I can't, no, 2003. 2023. I can't tell you how many years that has been that I have rarely watched the news. Um, I keep up with everything because I read articles. That's how I read articles. That's how I get the information that I need because I know when a person is writing an article, they have to give you as much vital information as possible, because they only have a limited amount of space and a limited amount of time to write. So they get straight and direct to the point versus on the news. What do you see? You see them wasting time by repeating the same thing over and over and over. And that's programming you to feel stress, to feel anxiety. This world or this realm, right? Because people got to understand we this dimension here is getting to the point where it's so it's like it's negatively driven. But understand, right? And for a lot of you who have been riding with me for a while, understand that there's always a balance that that is always obtained. So you either going to feed into the negativity side of it, or you're gonna feed into the positivity side of it. This is where that yin and yang energy comes in. But the yin and yang, they stay balanced. So if you are a person who is suffering from stress, suffering from anxiety, you are a person who has nightmares, where, in a dream state, instead of you dreaming and receiving messages from the divines, right? Or or a divine power, right? You are having nightmares. um it is time for you to lower the stress level, where you stop watching the news so much, stop watching all these horror movies. Maybe, when you're in the car, like I told you years ago, you build up your energy by movement, right? But now a lot of you have gotten out of that space that you're so full of stress that maybe instead of listening to the radio or listening to talk radio where they talk about all these problems that are going on in the world, or just listening to musical. I know a lot of the music these days, um, it's about kill or be killed, and it's about this material stuff. Look at my cars, look at my clothes, look at what I'm living in, which doesn't hold any type of spiritual value, right? Because that's what matters at the end of it all. Spiritual value. Um, you need to start listening to some type of music to allow you to meditate, right? Meditate. A lot of you need to learn your mantras and learning how to breathe, right? Because it's a time of releasing stress, because the more stress and negativity and darkness, right, dark energy you release, the more light can fill you. And when you start taking control and start learning how to move to find information, because don't forget, this is a person that is lacking information, and information is knowledge. You are going to be driven, right? You are going to drive yourself to want to know more, want to explore more. And the more you dig, the more you are going to find. And when you start finding, this is what is going to calm you. And then, when you start getting into the spiritual side of things, we are going to learn, or you are going to learn, because I already know, the more you become open-minded, open heart, the more spiritual beings um is going to come in and drop more knowledge on you. See that? More downloads are gonna come. So you do what you got to do here, right? Do what you got to do for self. Do what you got to do for you. Less stress, less anxiety. And it's not always about running to the doctor and getting a synthetic drug to put into your body, because at the end of the day, it's still a drug. It's not natural. it is destroying your body. You understand? Spirit, let's see what needs to be surrendered, released, or accepted. Spirit, for the goddess of coin, or the goddess of pentacles, or the queen of coin, or the queen of pentacle, what must be released, accepted, and understood at this time? Let's see okay. Heart on arm, hand, right? Hand. And it is the left. This is my left. So you're going to have to learn that left means spiritual, right means physical, right? So on your spiritual path, right? Taking action on your spiritual path, because hand, arm means action, right? You receive surrender to your soul's path. Now, another thing that I want to share is this. For many years, a lot of people have been told, oh, when you talk to yourself, you're crazy. You shouldn't talk to yourself. That's signs of being psychotic. That's signs of being psycho. Oh, you're, this, that. When you get into your spiritual and you start to learn, you are going to learn that speaking to yourself, which is you, right? Physical, right? Speaking to your higher self, that is one of the best things you can do to build up yourself. So it says, surrender to your soul's path. And don't forget, your soul is your higher self. Your life's journey has been perfectly designed for your soul's growth. Embrace every lesson in every moment. In order for you to embrace every lesson in every moment, you must be open. What are you lacking here? You are lacking information, and information is knowledge. And then they come in and they tell you to embrace every lesson in every moment. You have to start on the journey, right, of finding self. Finding self. I should have went to personality. Matter of fact, I should have went to relationships. Let me get this. It plays a part. It plays a part. Sacred geometry of relationships. Or this is. Hold on. Time. Feels like something is touching my neck. Right? Touching my neck. My neck. Right? Why is the Queen of Coins here? What is the message in which you have for us to see, feel, hear, and understand? These cards are kind of big. Right here. You received intimacy. Coming in as an 8. Let's go. You're going to start paying attention to the signs and symbols. The symbols and signs. Right? It says intimacy. The energy of intimacy supports us trusting that we are safe to allow closeness. And of course, a lot of you may not know, or some of you may not know, that intimacy means into me, see. Right? Into me, see. That's what it means. Intimacy. Coming in as an 8, 8 is the number of spirit, right? Divine Spirit, Holy Spirit. So if you hear me say Spirit, I'm talking to Holy Spirit, Divine Spirit. Right? Spirit, clarify. Clarify intimacy. Why is it here? Oneness. Let's go. Time to connect. Coming in as a 6. That's that balance. 6 is also the number of love. Oneness is the world. Oneness is the world. Intimacy. It is time for a lot of you to wake up, right? And I've been telling people for a long time, it's time for you to tune in, tap in, right? And when I say tune in, tap in, I mean tune in to the spiritual, tap into the spiritual. Because the way things are going now, it's gonna come a time you can no longer be led by this physical world because it's gonna be so dark and so deadly that the only way you can have life is through your spiritual. The world is here. Um, the world could represent a sense of confidence, because don't forget, here you are in lack, correct? And then they come in and say confidence, have confidence. I feel like this, what is the saying? I hear the saying, you seek and you shall find. A lot of you need to start looking into of the spiritual aspects of a lot of things, because in this is going to spark the interest. And when you open yourself up to learning about a lot of things that are going into the spiritual, you are going to open yourself up and allow that light to start shining out of you. But a lot of them say within you, but if it's within you and it comes out right in the aura and in energy, this is what's going to let the spiritual realm know that you have started your journey, and you are beginning to open up, and that you are ready to start receiving information. And remember, when you're coming into it and you're a baby to this, um they're not gonna download a whole bunch of information on you. They know how much you can take. They're going to give you what you need. Don't forget, I read articles straight to the point. I don't watch the news. The only time I watch the news is if something major is happening. I think I went on the news the other day and started looking to find out what is happening in Africa, because Africa has started splitting in two. In case a lot of you didn't know, this older man was on talking, and he was talking about how he went to sleep one night, and when he woke up the next morning, it was a crack going across the Africa. I look for things like that, because what is going on? Why is the earth shifting? Why is the earth opening up? You see? And then they say, oh, the hole is like 50 feet deep. So you telling me that this crack's not a hole, it's a crack. It's 50 feet deep. So y'all already measure how deep it is, or y'all just throwing us figures. I don't care how deep it is. It's the fact that Africa is splitting in two. What is going on? Wake up, open your eyes. Spirit, clarify the oneness. Clarify the oneness. Four for the swords, a time of healing. We are love. We are healing. In a time of hardships, which is now, a lot of people are not financially stable. A lot of people have lost their homes. A lot of people have lost their jobs. A lot of people don't know where to turn. We are it's like we are healing. We are refuge. We are unconditional love. We are. And when I say we, because it's not just one person, we are a light family. Don't forget, you come here from being a spirit, and you enter into an avatar's body only to return in spirit again. Four swords represent healing. It represents a person, right? And then they're saying, look at the male image, right? Man, male represents masculine. It takes a strong person, or a person of confidence, right? Someone who has confidence, someone who is not in fear of, because this can also be a person who is in fear of, you see, lack. right? Someone who is stuck because they are in fear or they are entrapped in fear. Masculine energy comes in, right, to face divine truth, Ace of Swords. And then they tell us it is the creation of, because it is 3 blocks, which threes represent the creation. And it is divine and the purification of itself because it is white blocks, right? To face ultimate truth or to face divine truth while hanging up heartbreaks, 3 of swords, headaches and pains, or backstabbing, right? Whatever has kept you down and out in the past. Someone say, you know what? I don't have time for that. I'm finna hang that up and leave that there. Not only have they hung up their heartbreaks and headaches and pains, they have left behind the confusion because the wall is painted gray. I'm leaving behind the confusion and all these heartaches and pains to face divine truth. See, that's why it is here underneath the deck. You receive the 4 of staff. Wow. You receive the 6 of staff. Wow. The Tower is here. Strength is here. A lot of you are getting ready to go through major changes. And I hear them say major uprise. And when I say major uprise, a lot of you are getting ready to go through a major uprise in your spiritual man, your higher self. A lot of you are getting ready to receive your invitations into light. You're gonna learn. The Wheel of Fortune. Wow. The King of Coin. You got heartbreak, new path. A lot of you are going to leave behind the heartbreak. See that? 3 of Swords. They told you a lot of you are getting ready to hang that up and hang up the confusion. The gray wall is also the gray cloud in which surrounds you. Here it says, read, read, read. Okay, give me a second. 3 of Swords. And once you do it, you're going to be on a new journey. Because you're going to step into the knowing, baby. And it's going to be what? Unconditional love. See them? When I say it's gonna be deep, it's gonna be deep, right? So they tell us, right? Once you learn how to hang up those heartbreaks, let go of those aches and pains and everything that is dragging you down, everything that is holding you back, don't forget, we talking about the spiritual thing, right? We talking about the spiritual. What is going to happen? You are going to be offered a place of stability or a place of safety. Yeah. And then they tell us what? In this place of safety, in this place of protection, that's when you are going to go from a place of protection. You are going to go from a place of protection to walking into your success. 6 of staff. When you pair the 4 of staff with the 6 of staff, you receive the 10 of staff. The 10 of staff represents a person who has laid down their burdens, who has achieved a space in their journey, for their own victory. Yes. The other thing that I notice here, the same masculine energy that came in and they say, we are protecting you. It's the same masculine energy that is on a journey of self, right? Ace of staff in the air, over, right? Going over, right? Solid journey outside of all the confusion. 5 of staff in the background, over all of the fighting, away from the drama. Why? You are going to be led towards success because major changes are coming. See that? Tower. And if you don't know, Tower represents a transformation of change, the upheaval of a lot of things that were rooted that may no longer hold true. Understand? You also have the lightning that represents sudden awakenings, sudden shock, sudden upsets, sudden, see that? It's going to come out of nowhere. But then you also have fire here. Fire is one of the elements that represents purification. You understand? So some type of belief system, because don't forget, we talking about spiritual consciousness. This is of the mind. Is getting ready to be what? Shook up and shook down. Because the tower tells us something that was standing tall and that was rooted so strong is getting ready to get shook up and tore down. This is for a massive number of people, right? And then they tell you what? Have strength. And then they tell us when it's time for you to have strength, you're going to come in feminine energy scared, weak. You're going to be scared because this is going to be major, 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 major. A lot of things are getting ready to happen before a lot of your eyes, and you're not going to believe it. But when the spiritual realm comes in, understand who the spiritual realm is. When you have loved ones who have already lived in this plane and have passed on, a lot of them have not passed on. Their bodies have passed on. Their avatar has been laid to rest or whatever. But their spiritual man, they have enough energy to still exist here, but in spiritual form. And a lot of them try to talk to you. They talk to me. That's how I know they're still here. You know, like I told a story before, a lot of people, they couldn't understand when your mom passed, you did better than everybody. You wasn't crying like that. Because I understood that my mother's body went away, but not her spirit. I can talk to her anytime I want. She speaks to me all the time. My father passed away. His body left, but his spirit still remains. And I know and I understand that they can do more for me in the spiritual realm than they could do for me in the physical. You understand? So it's not, and I'm getting to the point of why you should not be scared. Because they coming in and they're telling us that you're going to be scared. That's why they're saying you need strength here. They want you to understand that you have power within your hands. Purple flowers. A lot of you may need to get some lavender around you because they're putting an emphasis on this lavender. And I have a garden, and I'm getting ready to start growing lavender because I heard a couple things that I need to start growing lavender because when I help people, right, they're gonna need these things. Okay. And they telling us you coming in with power in one hand. So if it's me, this is how I see it. My left, your right, right? You have um a lion or a tiger here. That is how much strength you have in your spiritual hand. My right, your left, right? Because it's opposite. You have the lavenders, which represents the physical, that tells you to calm down within the physical, because in the spiritual, you have the heart of a lion or the strength of a tiger. But a lot of you need to understand and accept it. Major changes is coming. A lot of things are getting ready to occur before your eyes, and you're not going to believe it. And then they tell us what? It's all divine plan, baby. Wheel of fortune. Wheel of fortune. This is kind of like their stamp. Yeah, we here, we in the building. And you're going to need it, right? And you're going to have it spiritually because left side, right? Closest to the wheel of fortune. That's that spiritual strength. You're going to need it. And once they come in and they start revealing truth, because that's what it's all about. A lot of you are going to be sitting pretty, right? King of coin. A lot of you are getting ready to face your abundance. That is those grapes. And my eyes are starting to fall on a lot of purple. So we got lavender flowers. Now you are facing purple grapes. A lot of you need to start adding more grapes into your diet. And another thing that I've learned that I wanted to share with you, a lot of our fruits, even nuts that look like a body part, has been put on this earth to heal the body naturally, and grapes is for lungs. So start paying attention to the air around you, because I've seen a lot of things. People are talking about these fake clouds, hybrid clouds. And if a lot of you don't know about snow, people are picking up the snow and it's not snow, it's foam. People are setting snow on fire. It's not burning, it's turning black, it's everywhere. But a lot of you are getting ready to face your abundance. Why? Because you have let go of the things that have held you back. That's where the Three of Swords come in at. And you have opened up to allow the divines to come in and help lead you to where you need to be. And because you have let go of these things of the old, I hear that. They say new journey. Here. You start a new journey. And this could be a lot of you ascending up. This could be a lot of you elevating from one step to another. Ace of staff. And then they say, yeah. And once you take your new journey, it is going to be the journey of completion. It is going to be the journey in which you need it. You see that? And then they tell us that at this point, it ain't nothing but it's all love. A lot of you are going to feel, as they say, God's power, or a lot of you are going to feel that unconditional love. So a lot of you are on a journey. But in this journey, you don't want to slow down because there's going to be a lot of major changes going on. You got the tower, that's one major. You got strength, that's two. You got the wheel of fortune. This time right here gonna be crazy for a lot of you because you got three majors back to back to back. A lot is gonna be revealed in these times. The upheaval of a rooted old belief system, a learning how to harbor your spiritual strength, and then the world is going to go through another cycle or another shift, right? What else do you have? And then you have the world. That's four majors, right? This is another major because these two are the same thing. And this is along your soul's path. Don't forget, intimacy comes in as an 8. It talks about rebirth. This is the number of rebirth, and this is the number of spirit. A lot of you need to talk to your spirit man and get ready, baby. Because when I say it's finna go down, it's finna go down. And I want to be ready. You should want to be ready. Yeah, let's go. Because a lot of people think it's about physical. Part of it's physical, but most of it is spiritual. Spiritual. All right, so let's jump into your spiritual conscious messages. When I seen them pop out, I said, oh, baby. All of those to feel, see, hear, and understand. Consciousness. Where are we all conscious? And when I say we, these are the people who are tapped in, tuned in. Because don't forget, a lot of people are not going to be tapped in, tuned in. They're going to be asleep. And they're not going to be woken up. They're going to stay asleep. I am now teaching my children, I'm waking them up to a lot of things, and they're young, but I'm teaching them that don't worry about each other. You worry about self, because that's what it's about. Elevation of self. Spirit conscious. Go one, and there go two. Mm, mm. You received the invitation to connect. I told y'all was getting ready to receive it. A lot of you are getting ready to receive it. And the law of efficiency is where you let go of the things that are holding you back, right? You start to let go of the drama. Yeah, you start to let go of the negativity, and when you start working on that, that is when you start that space, right? Because let's look at it as like a bottle of water, right? A bottle of water. I got mine here. So say you worked on yourself, right? And this empty space of water needs to be filled. So say all this was negativity, right? Negativity, all the air, right? And you worked on yourself and you let go of this much negativity, right? This much. Now the divines come in because they see, okay, um, Henry and Kathleen and Catherine and John, Robert, they've been working on themselves, right? They've been working on themselves. And we see them depleting the negativity in themselves. So now what they do is they see a need to feel, right? But what they do is they come in and then they fill the empty spot up with light and positivity. You see? Because don't forget, everything has to have a balance at all times. So just say this is a third of positivity, and then the rest of this is negativity. Your job is to work on this part of what's left, and as it go down, they're steadily filling you up with light. They steadily filling you up with information. They're steady filling you up with spiritual gifts. Those are also known as blessings. Yeah. So that's what the law of efficiency is. So you received your invitation to connect. Don't forget, everybody's not going to receive this invitation. Because why? They're going to be asleep. Let's go. So let's look into our journey. Let's look into our journey. Spirit, clarify, why is the initiation or the invitation to connect here? It comes in as a one. The ones represent you, right? The one you, right? You self. Thoughts, your thoughts along your journey. It also represents a masculine energy, or a male, right? Something strong, a strong energy. Why is, okay, stop. Breaking trail, a breakthrough is at hand. I told you, we're getting ready to go through a lot. It's getting ready to be a lot of upheavals. Pay attention. A lot of things are getting ready to go on. And don't forget, what keeps you stuck and bound. That word there, bound, is fear. 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 And for divine grace of law of efficiency, spirit, why is it here? Okay, stop. You see it? You see it? This is down. We don't know what this is, right? Along with your breakthrough, you receive wise leader. You are a beacon for others. Let's go. You are going to have enough of power and enough of energy to start waking up others, I hear. I don't know how many of you was raised in, under the Bible, in the Bible, went to church. But I've been telling my children, and I've been talking about it all week long. There is a passage, I believe it's in Revelations, it's been a while, that talks about the sleeping giant shall awake. This is that time. This is that time. The sleeping giant is waking up. And if you don't wake up and catch on, you are going to be left behind. But major changes and major movements are coming. And a lot of you, it is time to start eating fruits and vegetables. A lot of you, it is time for you to change and become vegan, as they call it, because it is for the body and it is for the spiritual self, the spiritual, your spirit, your soul, your higher self. So a lot of you are going to wake up and you're going to take off. And when you take off, you're going to start shining your light. That's why it says you are becoming a beacon. And when I say the word beacon, what I see is a lighthouse. A lighthouse stands strong and what? Guides. Guides. It gives information. It gives a position to the boats and the ships that are on the sea. You see? Changes is coming with your divine grace. Baby, stop on top. Crossing bridges. You receive. It's time for healing, connecting, mending, and releasing. I told you, when you start letting go of that energy that's holding you down, holding you back, you get filled up with the light. And it goes deeper. Let's go. Let's jump into it. I'm ready. Spiritual connection. So when you receive your invitation to connect, right? It's going to be a breakthrough, right? A breakthrough. And for a lot of you, you have been praying for breakthroughs. But I'm going to tell you something. If you don't specify or put out in the atmosphere or out into the universe how you want to receive your breakthrough, it can come in any form at any given moment. And I feel like a lot of you have been working. And I hear a lot of people saying, Leah, I've been working so hard. And then a lot of you have been praying because you have been working hard and you have been dealing with a lot of things and you have been dealing with a lot of stress. But your time is coming. Your time is coming. Wise leader, your time is coming. A lot of you is coming in feminine, right? Female, feminine. A lot of you don't even know that you are going to elevate up so much that you are going to become a leader. And it's a lot of you that don't even know that it's like right now, you're in the darkness. You're in the darkness. And for a lot of you, I also feel like a person is going to come in, yeah, and become a leader to lead you out of what is so stressful, leave you out of what is so hard, leave you out of a hard time, right? Look. Because this is what I see. See how it says wise leader? Wise leader comes in with a light in the spirit and is looking over here to the person who is working, and the person over here is working, has their back to the leader. A lot of you may not see what is coming or who is coming, but they're coming. Yeah, they're coming in to like take you out, take you away. Understand? Let's go, Spirit, clarify the invitation to connect coming in as a one. Oh, you want to flip. Knowledge, baby. This is the Hierophant. Let's go. A change in knowledge. A change in information. Because don't forget, it's about the spiritual man, spiritual being. Some type of information is going to come in, and it could be pertaining to a book, right? Some type of book. I feel like a lot of old belief systems are getting ready to fall here. And a lot of you are going to start learning about these stars and learn that there's just not a name, that something is going on outside of this world or this atmosphere. A lot of you are going to start looking to the stars, and a lot of you are going to start getting your information. I'm telling you, changes is coming. Changes is coming. This is how simple this is. So moving on to your divine grace of law and efficiency. Like I said, the more stress and anxiety you let go of, the more light is going to fill you. That is why they talk about crossing bridges. And the other thing that I want you to know, it is time to not just like release old beliefs. It is also time to start releasing all these old things that you have around you, right? Because I feel like it's a call for more space. You understand? More space. So this is why it says it's time for healing, connecting, mending, and releasing. Releasing these old. And also here is releasing old wounds, old scars. Like okay, this is what they're saying. For like someone who has been molested, right? As a child, understand? And you are now grown and you have children. It is time to let go of the resentment and the pain and the hurt that you have felt as a child um 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 when these things occurred, right? Because you are not going to be able to elevate until these old wounds and scars are completely healed, right? For a lot who have lost their parents at a young age, or a lot of children who may have not known their parents, all of that resentment, all of that hurt that you have for them not being there, and you are now grown, you have to understand and accept the fact that that did not stop anything. You understand? It did not stop or slow down the progress of anything, because you were a child when these things occurred. Now you are grown. You understand? So it is time to release a lot of spiritual changes and spiritual rebirth. And I also see the word transformation in big bold letters are getting ready to occur. A lot of you are getting ready to go through spiritual transformations. Get ready. Get ready. Um, and I tell my children, now, I'm glad I grew up when I grew up. I'm glad that I went through what I went through. I'm glad how I was brought up, and how where I was brought up, and I give thanks now because I look back now as an adult, right, at my childhood, and looking at a lot of these kids that are growing up in these times of hunger, times when people are homeless, time when so many people, adults and children, are on drugs. I thank the Most High that I came up when I did, because we didn't face all these things those days. Now you got to keep an eye on your kids disappearing, all these accidents, people on the phone, everybody on drugs. Listen, time to wake up. Spirit, why is divine grace and crossing bridges here over your divine grace You receive 9 of Cups, baby substance, reward, goals being met, goals being achieved. Let's go. 9 of Cups. It is a reward waiting. And I don't know how many of you know about spiritual talents. I actually haven't even seen anyone speak of them. Spiritual talents are, you, like, everybody has talents. And a lot of these talents basically can't be activated, or they can't be awoken until a spiritual goal is achieved. And then out of nowhere, you can just say you didn't know you was able to talk to cats. Like, some people may think that's funny, but you do have people who can talk to animals. Oh, you just thought Dr. Doolittle movie was just a movie? Okay. That might be your talent, but that talent has been hidden until you have reached a certain spiritual stage. And if you are a person who can talk to animals, even talk to the trees, you're not going to come out and tell everybody you can talk to animals. Think about the TV show Sabrina. Sabrina was a witch, right? That had a talking cat. Think about it. What was his name? Sebastian or something. I don't remember, but he was a black cat. Think about it. All of these things have been put in your face as young adults or young people or children, but you're going to learn that a lot of the things that have been put in your face really holds a spiritual meaning. Understand? So a lot of you are going to do the work, and a lot of you are going to get blessed with your spiritual talents. Time of change, because divine grace represents that change. So listen, I'm Leah. This has been our spiritual consciousness reading. A lot of awakenings are getting ready to occur. And when I say a lot of awakenings, a lot of people who were asleep getting ready to wake up. Um, a lot of leaders are going to be made. It's time of a lot of knowledge, a lot of information. Matter of fact, that made they put it in my head. We are in the age of the Aquarian, or the age of the Aquarius, which is also known as the water bearer. And I've been telling y'all for a while now that when you look at the Aquarian on the tarot cards, what is the Aquarian doing? Pouring out the water upon the earth to cleanse the earth. Understand that a lot of truth is getting ready to be revealed, and the only ones who are really going to start paying attention and receiving these messages are the ones that are tuned in, tapped in. And if you go looking, you're going to find a lot of people who been woke, and they've been talking for years. But it's coming to a time now. It's like getting down to the nitty gritty. So I'm Leah. Anybody who needs to talk to me, you can email me at Enlightened Mystic Essentials Gmail. You can also go to my website at enlightenedmystic.org. You can chat with me there. Um, um, and I love you guys. Wake up and stay safe and be blessed. Or stay in bliss.